All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Uncle Makara, all relations. So I'm recreating this video. Okay, I'm recreating this video. This was originally taken down by YouTube because I had streamed a video of Shakira. No, you can dance like this. Okay, that basically. Okay, so this was going on. Okay, basically. And it was a great video. Some of you attended it live, so you guys saw it. This one is going to be a completely new entity by itself. I'm not going to share any screens or do any whiteboards for this one. I just want to talk about it, okay? And I want to teach you what I'm here to teach you. So get strapped in, get your popcorn, get your, coffee, and let's get started. Take some notes. Natural grounding, as I said earlier, is a Shakti meditation. Shout out to Rion J. Gurudev. Rion, we are going to probably have him on a podcast, Mr. Ping. So, yeah, that's really important to note. Also, it's important to note that there will be some modifications to the already existing technique that I'm going to share with you guys that has helped for our collective Primal Sutra. So if that doesn't resonate with you, you can always just, go contact Rion, do it your own way. So really, the way I understand this is you're grounding down the energy of your head or the extra energy, and you're bringing it through your entire beingness. And yes, I would definitely say that can help you with anxiety. Because think about this, right? You're naturally grounding to Shakira, as we did in the last video. So let's say I'm watching the video, right? I notice that my eyebrow's twitching randomly. I don't know why it's twitching. I can make a note of that the next time I'm actually in the presence of a beautiful woman, right? Eyebrows twitching like it did in the Shakira video. Now, this is just about being meditative and understanding that you have certain idiosyncrasies and things that you do. Okay. So yesterday I was noticing this. I had these mannerisms of my parents that just popped into my beingness. Like I got anxious and I started pacing around. That's what they do, right? At times. And I was like, I'm just recreating these imprint patterns, man. Like this isn't even mine to begin with. You know what I mean? So I've had to work on this a very long time, bro. And I've had to hack it from the inside out, okay? Figure out a way to understand it's just adrenaline. It's just a feeling, it's just the car starting up. I've got to use this in some way, you know? Let me go through it. Now, the biggest block that I see with a lot of people is they're holding on to memories, which means that you're actually holding on to emotions. Okay, you're holding on to an emotional resonance of that memory. That's why you keep replaying it, because either it hurt you or the emotion was unprocessed, right? It's kind of a shocking encounter you went through. Maybe it was a trauma, right? So these kind of keep replaying, right? So we have to reduce the intensity or the emotional charge of those old events. So you might have had horrible events with women in the past, right? Like someone cheated on you, someone broke up with you, someone, um, I don't know, was very toxic in a relationship. And so that skewed the idea of women in your mind. There could be so many factors that are not healing your inner game. Okay. So it's important to understand that through process like EFT tapping, okay, emotional freedom technique tapping, you can actually clear this emotion very quickly, very instantly. Okay, at least the heaviness and the reaction and the intensity of it goes down. So, what I like to do when I naturally ground is a couple of things. One is I like to naturally put my fingers into mudras, okay? Naturally put my fingers into mudras. Now, to the Christian people out there who are like, I started doing yoga. I got possessed by a demon. Okay. because I started doing 666, and this apparently opens the crown, and it's all the serpent, and ah! Okay? Listen, this is A-okay as well, my friends, okay? Don't get it twisted, lady. Okay? Don't get it twisted. Yoga is a very, very helpful art form. It has nothing to do with demons, okay? I can assure you that. Okay, it was Adi Yogi, and it's the powerful nature of the practices themselves that can actually show you that this is actually an incredible journey, right? It's unlike any other journey that you've ever crossed. It's powerful. I mean, some people take everything in the wrong context. Some people think this is a reptilian behind me. You guys get that? That's so whack. Without you even knowing it, it's like you're gonna judge it. You're oh, your eyes, Illuminati, okay. Reptilian. Oh, this guy's onto something, bro. Those are the crackpot shamans. I don't want you on my channel. Okay, what the fuck? Yes, okay. There's some links there, but then it's important for you to understand, like, I'm coming to my own conclusion. So let's clarify. Now that we clarify some things, maybe your doubts go down. These eyes are the collective consciousness. This is what I wanted to talk about today. So the understanding that there's going to be all these weird ideas, right, bro? Like there's going to be like black pill ideas, red pill ideas. Oh, all women are hypergamous. Oh. Okay. And it creates more of a split, right? We're trying to create more of a bridge of consciousness and responsibility between the genders instead of this kind of weird animosity, right, that's being generated through culture, where we're pushing the genders away more and more, MGTOW and I don't know, WGTOW, you know? So WGTOW sounds very hilarious, actually. I don't know why. Probably because it has the word wig in it, you know? But yeah, natural grounding is essentially a Shakti meditation. Okay. What is Shakti? It is the feminine essence or the energy. Okay. Our mentor AZD had mentioned once about this idea of Shakti flow, which was basically like your inspiration inside, right? Like when you watch a clip of a video, you get inspired, right? You get that feeling of like, ooh, I'm going to do something with this. Okay. That's what we're looking for in terms of when we're watching this music video, when we're naturally grounding. And what you can do is you're just basically meditating, you're focusing on your breath. You're keeping your feet planted on the ground. These are also additions from Primal Sutra, so just go along with it. Okay. Palms perhaps facing up, unless you want to do a specific mudra of some sort that allows you to connect further with either connections to a deity being shown on the screen or just random spiritual. This is for spiritual downloads that we use in Primal Sutra as well. Okay, it's not to unlock demons. Okay, chill. This is basically very powerful. It's called Gyan Mudra. It's for basically accessing spiritual knowledge. Okay, so Gyan. Gyan is very different from buddhi, which is intellect. Okay, so whatever you choose, okay, down here. Now, we like to take off our socks and plant our bare feet on the ground. We believe that grounding has got to have some aspect of the ground actually involved in it. I don't know if Rion actually has you taking off your shoes or socks, but I think it's a good idea to wiggle your toes and just get yourself out of your head. Be more present within your body, right, as you're watching this music video. You can also watch an eye contact video where a woman is just laughing and giggling and just making eye contact with you. Okay. You have to maintain your kingliness, your sovereignty, your ability to be mindful and present, the masculine container for this specific Shakti energy. Okay. So she's in front of you, she's maybe flipping her hair, she's maybe licking her lips, you're getting turned on, whatever, right? You're noticing the energy within you, right? Go like up, down, left, right? You're noticing that this woman's energy has a pull on you, right? Like a pull on your heartstrings, a pull on your mental world. Like I would try to avoid when you're watching these music videos to basically get so concerned about what's going on in the video, because then you're going to start overthinking. Like, what's that male character doing here? What's that person? Why are they over there? Okay. Doesn't matter. You're just this is all an experience, right? And you're just enveloping it. Like, let's say, hey, there's going to be other guys around the venue, when you're talking to women, right? Or there's going to be random encounters at times, just like the music video showing. So obviously, it's not going to be fantastical like a music video, because you have a creative license. You can do what you want with that. However, at the same time, understanding that Rion's idea of natural grounding initially came from the idea that, if you go to Korea, for instance, you see the natural Shakti in women already, okay, in their music videos, and they're pure ones, not like the K-pop glorified ones that are more modern, even though those ones have it too. They have very strong feminine archetypes in each video. You will notice this. But basically, like, you watch one of these K-pop videos, you can even type in natural grounding playlist onto YouTube and just go through that as a beginner. That's what I would have you do. Um, I like to just go through it, see what that energy does to me. Let's say that I wanted a diva energy into my life. I would watch maybe an Ariana Grande video, okay, before I went on the date, or even just days before, um, or let's even if I'm magnetizing that energy around me, right? So it can even be like her liking one of my posts on Instagram, right? But that it's just that's sent out to the universe, so I'm gonna get it back, right? So now I'm watching Ariana Grande and I'm just kind of, maybe judging her a little bit. Also, I'm kind of getting aroused. Also, I'm kind of getting confused or concerned. All these emotions, right? This maelstrom of emotions just show up out of the blue, and I got to do something with it, baby. Okay? I got to know what to do with this emotion, boo. When it makes me feel like Majin Buu. Why did I turn into Courage the Cowardly Dog? Like, what the fuck? Okay, you guys get my personality by now, man. It's like fucking weird, but it's also very grounded, intellectual. It's this guy, basically. Uncle Makara is that, you know, mental weapon, that you can it can set you free, man. This energy can set you free, I'm telling you, because I understood one story that this guy told me. When you are diving into the bottom of the ocean, there are sometimes these fish, right? And these fish, they can create illusions for you. So they will create pockets of timelessness where you will be like stuck in the water for like, 2 hours, but it'll feel like only 10 minutes have gone past, right? And man, that clownfish, right? Or whatever. So, so these fish, right? They slow you down. They mess with your morphology of your time sequence in your mind. They mess with like your space. They mess with like they create illusions. They're Maya fish, right? Or whatever. So they're illusion creating fish. So what Uncle Makara told me is you go in, you do what you have to do, right? And if you feel like you're going in and you're hesitating, you got to go swim all the way back up to the surface and then go in again. Okay? So in that case, you are the one who is now being the jester, the joker, the prankster, the illusionist, as opposed to these fish. You're playing at a different game because I'm swooping in. They're thinking I'm coming in. No, I'm not actually. I'm going back up to the surface. That's what Uncle Makar told me, right? So I'm really loving this knowledge, right? This wisdom, and I'm bringing it through into my waking life. What does this have to do with natural grounding? This guy stands for natural grounding, I believe, truly, 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 because he stands for being at the bottom of the ocean, which is the ultimate divine masculine container, my friends. That's what divine masculine energy is. You are the bottom of the ocean. You can hold all her storms and hurricanes and tsunamis on the top of the shore, right? There's splashing water on the top of the shore. I'm holding everything in place. You could be in chaos, baby, but you'll come back to my safety. you know, the safety that I've generated, that I've created within my own internal world, my inner sanctum. That's it, man. As soon as some of you are hearing me, you're feeling like this electric bolt jolt through your system, right? That's what I want you to trust, bro. That's the Vajra. That's that energy of like, let's go. Enough is enough. We got to create this new earth. This is a new movement. Let's step up. Okay. And even though it might feel slow, like you're just slowly leaning in and weaning into these waters, you're still splashing into the deep. Okay. So this is what it's going to take. So EFT tapping, okay, is another one. Even though I feel this anxiety, I still completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel this anxiety, I completely love and accept myself. Okay. Even though I have this anxiety, I still love and accept myself. Even though I have this anxiety, I still love and accept myself. Even though I have this anxiety, I still love and completely accept myself. Boom, bingo. Boom. Now you're more ready to talk to women. Okay. Number two, you've got to heal your anima, which means your idea of all women. What do you got to do? You got to forgive your mom. Okay. I highly recommend these steps. Okay. Before you even step into the ballpark of this, because you got to heal yourself. You got to be a pure container, bro. You got to be a gold container that holds that, you know, the analogy my dad gave for nirvana or enlightenment is like the pure container is gold, right? It's holding like this snow what did he say? Snow mountain lion milk. Milk from a snow mountain lion. It's that rare, okay? And it's held if that milk is not held in a golden container, if it's held in a plastic bottle, it's gonna spoil. You see what I'm saying? So the container has to be pure. You know what I mean? To do game, to have riz, to connect with women, to it's like if you have all these old storylines that women are untrustworthy, you know, women are too masculine nowadays, whatever your limiting beliefs are, like there could be thousands, right? But you got to sort through that and just be like, nope, 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 nope. Enough is enough. I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to do it my way. Get into this little bit of this, you know, nowadays people are starting to wake up, I think, and then they're starting to realize like, you know what, this isn't the best job for me. I'm going to take it my own way, right? You know what, this relationship doesn't work in this context. Like I'm going to try to, you know, venture out. And this kind of venturing out, this you're seeing this pattern of the Sigma male, right, coming up. But I've been talking about the Sigma for like 2 years on this channel already, even before it was a trend, you know? So I'm starting to understand that that was the general understanding that men and women are just giving up now, right? They're just giving up. They're like, I don't want to be in this dating thing. I don't want to be in this relationship thing or getting married. I don't want to be in this game. I understand the game of life and I don't want to play it, right? So we're getting players like logging off of the system, right? They're going, and they're trying to go off the grid of the game, right? And that's kind of what's happening. You see with all these hippies and communes and people forming you know, different ways of living in the offskirts, you know, instead of the internal city. Um, Again, there's so many layers to that, right? So it's important. Let's bring it back to natural grounding as a topic. So when you're sitting down like this, first thing is non-judgment. You cannot judge yourself for what your body or your mind chooses to do in this experience. You could be completely frantic throughout the whole experience, and that's your natural code. Okay, your Shakti code, you could say. Women make you feel nervous. You got to accept that. It's valid. Okay, it's valid. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to say. Maybe you're feeling pressure in your lower third, or I think you were saying stomach area, stomach. So this entire area is affected by anxiety, right? The main chakras. All the main chakras are affected by this anxiety, right? So one activity I like to do is the bowspring. I don't know if you've ever heard of the bowspring, but I would highly recommend you do the bowspring if you are talking and expressing yourself. Because if you aren't, you're going to be holding resistances in the way that you speak. You're going to overthink yourself, like, should I say this? Is this going to be too intense of a joke for her? You're going to overthink it. You're going to get into your head about it rather than just expressing purely. And then, doubling down on the decisions later. It's like, hey, I made those consequences. Yeah, my actions have consequences. One of the biggest things that I understand, the Sanatan definition of karma, okay? It's very important to understand, okay? Because karma is simply right action, okay? It could be wrong action to adharma, right? However, akarma, adharma. Dharma is the path, right? Karma is the action. However, understand it's not about this justice. Justice, I feel like, is man-made or human-made, right? The idea of right and wrong and like creating a moral out of it, okay? But at its core, at its very, very core, karma is about the actions that we take and how we feel about the actions that we take. So really, it's a karmic imprint if you feel, let's say, guilty, right? There's some karma involved because of the feeling of guilt. So that's kind of the way I understand it, okay? And maybe this can give you a different lens in which to look at this from. So understand, man, there's nothing to really be scared of. She's a soul, you're a soul, okay? You're one soul speaking to another soul. If you really simplify it, it boils down to that, okay? Whatever their consciousness is doing out in the present, maybe she has lots of jewelry on, maybe she's intimidating, whatever, she's a little bit braggadocious, whatever it is, that's your dojo. You get that? And music videos are great for this. That's why I recommend natural grounding. You pull up any music video, I don't necessarily stick to only the K-pop. But I will say this, the Asian women do have that more natural balance of Shakti energy. It's because it's in the culture also. Um, Sometimes Latin American women too have natural, there's a natural rhythm to the culture, right? Just a movement, fun, a pattern of that. So you have to really unlock your erotic blueprint and understand that, hey man, I'm different to other guys, right? She's getting 1,000 DMs or whatever. I'm different. Okay. I'm not gonna come in with the hey, how are you, beautiful? How was your day? No, that immediately puts me in the category of every other guy. You know, I would rather, go and speak about something on her profile. It sounds goofy or like, you know, um, just some connecting point. It's like, what's up, stranger? My alien friend told me to message you, right? Random as hell, but still it will elicit more of a response than, hey, how are you? How are you doing? Okay. You just got to stay away from boredom. Okay. Don't bore yourself. You don't bore other people around you. You stay self amused. And I think this is really key in natural grounding. Is I'm watching this music video, maybe it's getting aggravating to just sit here, and just watch this thing. Maybe my head naturally wants to groove to the music like this. I notice it and I do it, right? I go with it. But I'm conscious of it. I remain back in my container again. I go back to the neutral, back to the normal, right? So that's what meditation does. It's like it creates the space for it, right? So your mind is steering this direction. You're creating more traction rather than distraction, right? More traction, bringing it closer to what you want, closer to what you want. Mind is going away. Nope. It's right here. It's right here. It's right. I'm experiencing this in front of me. This is the present moment. I'm experiencing Shakti energy. I'm experiencing this woman, swale her hips or whatever. And it's making me and my energy, my Kundalini rise. My energy feels like it's being moved, right? But I remain the pillar. I remain the rock. I remain grounded as the bottom of the ocean. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay. This is it. I think this is one of the secret codes to magnetic attraction for men because honestly, a lot of guys watch music videos without any understanding of this. Okay. They're watching it blindly. They're kind of just like chilling with their friends and playing it in the background, not even knowing that the symbolism, everything has codes and you can envelop those codes into your beingness. Now, be careful of this also. I would like to definitely set up like, burn some sage in my environment, play like atmospheric vibration riser from dream seeds around my space, open my windows, let out some fresh air, because stale stagnant energy is going to cause a dip in your patterns, right? You have to create new non-stagnant energies, flowing energies, new energies, okay? So when you're learning this stuff, get into this idea of I am new every minute, right? Like if you're in front of a girl, practice like this is just you're born for the very first time, okay, which is something we call the no mind method, okay, or the Mushin, right, method. So with the Mushin method, you just imagine like, I'm a baby just waking up and experiencing consciousness for the first time, and she's right in front of me, or whatever. You're on a date, or you're just, talking to her, or you're in a group or a venue, and you're wired in, right? You're just like, whoa, where am I? Who am I? Where you get that little bit sinking in. You don't say it to anybody. You just look around, you smile, and you think, wow, this is incredible, right? You already have this wonder and this awe once you enter this no mind because you're like, this is all new to me, right? James Dean always knew, right? I think that was one of his quotes. So that's always fresh, right? So that's the way I really want you to understand this, okay? Is that there's Shakti energy all around you and advertising and all these things, but you're getting swayed by that. You're getting programmed by that. I'm saying remain conscious as you're being programmed. I'm saying take the power back into your own hands again and remain as solid and as silent as a rock, okay, in those moments, and just remain the container. Okay, you can allow your body to move. You can do different mudras. You can express yourself, but bring it back. Bring it back down. Bring it back to your center. Bring it back to your center. I am pure loving awareness. I am pure loving awareness, as Ram Dass would say. Shout out to Ram Dass, man. By the way, yesterday, as I made that Hanuman video, you guys know I went to a specific venue, and downstairs there was a small Hanuman temple where a priest was sleeping. And I was like, wow, that's one synchronicity. And then later on in my dad's meditation, the name Neem Karoli Baba came up at the end of class, which is he's also a bhakt of Hanumanji, right? Who this was Ram Dass's teacher. So I was just like, man, too many Hanuman synchronicities. And Hanuman is written right here, by the way. These little metallic rods there. It says Hanuman. That's the brand of it. Symbolizes strength. There's a reason why, it's been right in front of my face. It's been the answer this whole time, right? Just be stronger than the nonsense. Okay. The reason why you're burning out so quickly is because you don't have the mental strength, the capacity to handle all of these things. So that's why you need to create a very powerful refuge of a mind. You need to clean out the gunk, make a spiritual retreat in your mind. Does that make sense, guys? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. So women watching this or listening to this, you can do this as a Shiva meditation. Okay. There's no reason why you can't. I think even Rion mentioned this once that you can do it. So you know, maybe you're like, I like these One Direction type guys, okay? You play like, right? You watch that video and you naturally ground as a woman. Instead of going, oh my God, or whatever, fangirling, what do? You just observe, okay? And then you get thoughts coming up like, but Nell has, just such a weird haircut in this. And, that guy kind of seems like he's overdoing it or whatever, right? You have random judgmental thoughts just coming up during the video. And that's very perfectly natural, but you want to bring it back to I am pure loving awareness, right? So that you can observe the masculine energy to do what it needs to do. Not saying that they're overtly masculine, One Direction guys, but you get what I mean, right? Whatever your archetype is, okay? Maybe you're watching a Thor video or whatever. So really important, guys, okay? As you do this style of meditation, which is essentially you're observing the energy within the experience, okay? Within the music video, within the movie, it could be a movie you're naturally grounding to. It could be a TV show you're naturally grounding to. Any form of media, okay? And again, media sounds like Medea, which is the goddess of illusion, okay? So think about it, okay? Use your illusions wisely, would be my advice. You're becoming the illusionist as you're naturally grounding because you're the one who's holding on to these certain patterns, right? Like let's say that you are really natural grounding to, let's say your natural grounding to maybe goddess energy. Okay. Pia Mia was one example. So if you type in Pia Mia, you get an understanding of her energy. Okay. Um, so that's a goddess energy. Okay. So as I'm doing that for a week, I might notice in my subconscious mind, I have more connections with goddess energy now. And I'll be noticing all the synchronicities that the world is going to give me now based on this. And again, it's best to do this when your subconscious mind is in that hazy state, and you're really taking power over this. It's going to be an incredible superpower for you. So you might as well use it well. Okay. So find the archetype of the woman that you're working with. I want to work with, a vamp fairy, or I want to work with, a siren energy. I want to get good at, natural grounding to siren energy as a rake, perhaps you're thinking that, or you could be like, okay, as these are all art of seduction archetypes, by the way, guys. So I do a lot of art of seduction breakdowns as well on this channel. So if you haven't watched those, go and check it out. I would definitely say for natural grounding purposes, though, again, I told you in one video, difference between rehearsal and performance, okay? You're not completely om and silent as you're communicating with a girl in real life, right? You're not naturally grounding like that. That's kind of strange that you just zen up, I'm just gonna monk mode up, right? Like in the middle of the club or whatever, you just meditate. That could be kind of cool too, but regardless, maybe in one world, right? And yeah, you got to make it cool. Um, but it's gonna look different, right? But you maintain that same I am pure loving awareness. You maintain that same idea or understanding. I'm just pure loving awareness observing this other pure loving awareness, which is this dance, this feminine energy dance that's happening right in front of me. And I'm invited to play, right? Think about it like that, right? It's like the feminine energy is just dancing and inviting you out to play, but you keep shutting it down because you keep shutting down your own feminine nature. You're like, that's too soft, that's too simp like, that's too weak, I can't do that. You're cutting off the power to your own feminine at times, and you need to tap into that oracle energy if you're going to know what's going to happen next, right? Because that's your ability to influence, but it's also your ability to peer into the edge of the future and have foresight. Okay, so again, we need both. We need to be highly integrated, okay, within both. So don't let random doctrines get into your mind and supersede your experience, okay? Don't let little principles that are maybe some MGTOW principle that has been lodged in your head, or some incel comment that's been, you know, jammed in your subconscious somewhere. You got to find path workings and ways to disprove that, man. You got to find ways to override the code, of that. By doing what? By first of all looking at the opposite. Then we have to prove it. We have to neutralize the old emotion and then move it more closer to the positive version of what it's actually trying to get or receive, right? Like, hey man, this guy just wants acceptance, love, belonging, but it's coming across and it's being skewed in this very particular way, right? So using a combination approach, brother, with natural grounding being the top, and then you having all of these different activities, rituals that you do and breath work and all these other techniques kind of give energy to naturally ground for you. And you become the bottom of the ocean as you're communicating with women because you can always ground it down back into your own reality again, back into your own foundations. You bring it back into your philosophy, your own principles. This is why it's so important to know who you are, right? It's much easier to attract women if you know exactly who you are, not if you're just dabbling and kind of exploring around the surface, right? Once you're just established and you feel like, I know who I am, I know what I'm doing, I know where I'm going, right? Then you have this natural energy boost that allows you to go where you need to go. But until then, you feel kind of purposeless, like, who am I? You get into that state. I think that's what depression really is you asking yourself, who am I? You still haven't found the avatar yet. And that's why you're doing shadow work to figure it out. Like, who am I really? And you're testing the waters. But anyway, this is just an idea that came up. I hope this helps you gain a different context, man. Again, if you want to ask me any personalized questions on this, definitely let me know. I'm just going to go check one last time who's watching or listening to this live. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so Mathis has a comment. Yeah. Losing yourself in the rabbit holes of concepts, which root causes ungroundedness. Exactly. Can lead to that unserving beliefs. Oh man, this brings a great idea, Mathis, that I learned recently, actually. Guys and girls, so best advice ever, wisdom is gained by testing and experience. Absolutely. Absolutely. Amazing. Okay, Quinn says, dope channel, keep going. You got support from Georgia. Oh, amazing. You're doing good work and the universe sees it. Oh, I feel loved. I feel that in my bones and all of my chakra points. Thank you. Thank you. Um, yeah, Mathis. So what I was saying is I recently learned this technique from one of my deities. I believe it was actually one of my deities that led me to Krishna, who then taught me this tech. And then I found a video on it. So it kind of led me like, right? And then back. Okay, the video gave me the download. Boom. Um, the visualization is all my inner critic's worries, right? You hear that inner critic in your mind, and you just pull it out like a critter, like a little insect or a bug or a weird creature, right? Like a ghost of something, right? I don't know, just create a funny character for it, right? Your inner critic. It's like, I want to do this later, right? You just kind of pull it out of your head and you're like looking at it like, what the hell is this thing, right? You look at it from all angles, okay? Identify it, right? Where's your ID? Who the hell are you? Why are you kind of slightly blue, right? Okay. You look at your inner critic. Inhale to the top of the head. And as you exhale, you throw it in the fire of your root chakra. You burn it in the Muladhara. Isn't that a fucking phenomenal technique? Right? I was like, that's so genius. It's a mental exercise that you can quickly do whenever your inner critic is annoying you, you know? What's the point anyway? I don't think we can do it. What's the Hey there, little guy. Want to have some fun? okay? Burnt to a crisp in your root chakra, in your foundations, in your base, in your survival point, in your primal center point, the launch pad, as we like to call it in Kundalini, okay? The launch pad. Where the rocket's about to launch from there. So that's it, man. That's such a great technique. Again, all of these little tools that I collect as a magician, shaman, mystic, whatever you want to call me, flow Jedi. I just basically take these tools and then I work with it until I find the best formula. So almost like you have to be a culinary artist as you're naturally grounding, right? That's a beautiful experience when you can finally do that. You can just tap in and, get those rewards from the universe just seeping in through your pores, and making you really crystalline, like highly light Merkaba field blasting through a different cosmic intersection in the inner third eye of the pineal of the universe, baby. Okay? Feed it to the dog. That's so good, bro. Okay, so people don't understand that. That's an adept joke right there. Okay. And let's not even explain it to people. Okay, let them find out what feed it to the dog means. Okay. Um, yeah, the dog ate my inner critic. It's like the dog ate my homework, right? Yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to complain about. My dog ate it. Yo, that's fucking great. Okay, this was a great live. Thank you so much for attending, guys. Any final messages you have, please type them in the chat right now. Other than that, let's get it. Let's have an incredible rest of the day today. I realized my potential. All of a sudden, everything made sense. I had a Dakini through one of my friends yesterday. She showed up in Kolkata, and yeah, a lot of different downloads came in from that. So that was amazing with a lot of the Hanuman energy and so forth. So that was really cool. Anything else? Nah, man, just keep crushing it. Keep leaning into your golden shadow because it's really streaming through right now for me. I'm starting to understand what is collective noise and what is my own truth. And I think that's one of Hanuman's teachings too, honestly, is like, what is your truth? And what are the lies and distortions that you were fed that made you believe that that was your truth, right? Your truth will kind of move you according to what you think it is, right? So your perception behind the truth. So yeah, man, deep downloads, and I hope you're all crushing it. Apex April, you already know. Day 13, it's Songkran. Okay, happy Songkran to everybody in Thailand watching right now. Okay, Swadikra and Swadikha. Okay, let's get it. Shout out to Swan, Lil Swan, if she's watching from Thailand. Who else? All my homies from Thailand, if they're still there. Brahm, uh, aka It. Okay, Thai people have all these names that are just like short nicknames that are so funny to me, man. Jump Jam, right? Like Nate, right? Or whatever. Ben, right? So sometimes it's just an English sounding name too. It's like Ben, or it's like Tom, right? But it's like a really long Thai last name. So it'd be like Tom. Right? Or something like that. Yeah, but that's a cool thing about language too, I think, man. Yo, we used to have a Thai teacher. Oh, this is just jokes by now. This is just, if you're watching extra for this long, kudos to you, okay? This is fun story time with Uncle Makara, okay? Gather around, children. All right, like by the campfire. Okay. We used to have a Thai teacher, okay, that taught us the language Thai, okay, from Thailand. And she was like, in class one day, we were taught to make tom yum soup. Tom yum soup is like this very spicy Thai soup. It's like one of my favorites, bro. Amazing. Okay, but we were taught to make it. And me and my friends, of course, were fucking goofballs, right, at the time. So what we do is we just take lemons and we like throw it to each other. And my friend is just like, making nipples out of it or whatever. And I'm like, have it with my eyes or whatever. And we're just like goofing off while we're making this tom yum soup. And the teacher comes in and she screams at us like the loudest scream you can ever imagine, right? She says, "Hey, you boys!" She points at us out of all of us in the room. We're also making the soup, right? She goes, "Stop playing with my lemon. Drop my lemon right now," or whatever. And I just remember that memory. It's so distinct in my mind, and we just couldn't stop laughing. I don't know what, it's just so funny. Stop playing with my lemons. We were like, okay, all right. And then, what was I telling you this? Oh yeah, so in that class, right, there used to be this girl, and she was like she was like challenging me during the time or whatever. We had to walk across this like line thing, right? It was like you had to walk in a straight line, like when you get like caught drunk and driving or whatever, where you had to walk in a straight line. Yeah, this was a weird like tie game or something where you had to walk in a straight line, right? And she was like going before me or whatever, and she was like shaking or whatever, trying to tease me, I guess. So so she was walking in front, right? And I was like kind of following through. And then the teacher again says something like, "You walk the line straight," or something like she would like just say the thing you don't want her to say, right? Like in that moment, all my game out of the window, right? I don't know how to react to that. That's such a weird stimulus to my environment, right? Why you no walk the line straight? Okay, she's yelling at me. What did I do? This is a fucking game. Okay, chill, lady, right? Like so. Um, Anyway, I brought that up because I think it's important for us to understand like how funny it is that sometimes people have these idiosyncrasies or like these mannerisms that they do, and they really are characters, right? If we think about it, like your friends are a different movie character than you, and straight up, they're living their own life like they're the main one. But we know that we're the main one in ours, right? So it's like this weird like, oh hey, I'm meeting you. Oh yeah, cameo role, like two actors in a movie or whatever, right? Like let's fucking side quest this and make this into like a part-time like an adventure like a spin-off episode or whatever, right? Like we chill with a couple of friends in New Zealand or whatever, and then we come back, right, to our own worlds with these elixirs of life, right? But that's kind of like how I imagine each of these student immersions to be, where it's like, you kind of go, you get you get an understanding and an embracing of the new downloads and the energy that are coming through from being at the chakra point, uh Lake Tahoe, I believe. No, what was it? Some lake, right? That we're heading to with the downloads. It's in the Earth Star chakras. So yeah, man. And I don't know, Bali keeps coming up again, Thailand keeps coming up again. So I don't know. We might do something there, but let's just see what happens. Time will tell, but time does not heal. It's what you choose to do in that time that heals, my friend. So remember, stay light, stay positive, stay upward spiral to the world, to infinity and beyond. Let's get it. Os. May you never be the same again. We're all going to